Okay, today's video is about my latest obsession, and my obsession was my 2012 John Deere D130 tractor with a 22 horse Briggs & Stratton V-twin. Purchased used, got it on Craigslist, got the big block in it. The tractor runs good. Had a snowblower attached to it, and with it I also received the 42-inch deck. Nothing spectacular as far as the mowing goes, but it does the job. So my obsession is the automation of the snowblower, which has taken me about the last week and a half to finally perfect and finish. The tractor came with the linear lift heavy-duty unit. It's a John Deere part that was installed by the previous owner. Works off a single switch here. Lifts it a good 4 or 5 inches off the ground, does the job, saves the user from having to crank the big long handle that normally sticks up here. About a 3.5 seconds up and down. What I have done is I've gone 2 steps further, and I have fully automated the chute. Not only the deflection, but the rotation. And most of my supplies came from eBay. That is a brand new linear actuator. It was under 30 bucks. And a Ford Mustang high torque power window motor also came from eBay, along with the weatherproof connectors. I guess we'll call them GM style. They look more like what GM used to use for years, and well, technically still do. It's wired in, the harness goes in and up into the rest of the harness, which is this rat's nest here. I've got some finalizing to do to neaten it up. A couple of relays in there, and then underneath are the bottoms of the switches, which were all wired in direct. The lift motor has to use a relay because of its high amp draw, but the chute actuation motors did not. So I purchased two-way rocker switches, polarity reversing rocker switches on eBay. I think they were about 12, 15 bucks a piece or something. So as you can see, very simply put, I've got up, down for the chute, left, right for the chute. Hit the switch. I've got my up and down motion. Then I hit my switch left and right. Turns the motor. Turns the chute. Without getting into too much details, everything is pretty simple, easy to obtain. I'm a 25-year automotive tech, so wiring this stuff in wasn't too difficult. Anyone looking to do this should probably seek the advice of someone who has experience. I know that the gray electrical tape is not something that most people would use. It's all I had. But the harness is set up in a way where I disconnect the 3 connectors. The harness gets put back under the hood. The snowblower will come off. It will remain nice and neat, not having to deal with any loose wires hanging. The only thing that was a little challenging was making the bracket for the window motor. It's just out of 16th inch angle iron, light duty, cut it with a whiz wheel type thing, and then I had to cut the angle. The welding on this side isn't perfect, but I had to break it off and start over because I was at the wrong angle. So this was a matter of trial and error. As you can see, the corkscrew, I cut it, and then I have it in a sleeve, which is welded right to the steel gear on the wiper motor. If you are going to do the same thing, I advise strongly that you disassemble the window motor, take the steel gear out, do your welding in a vise out of the motor, because the transmission, the planetary gear system in the motor is plastic. You weld it, it gets hot, guess what? So without taking too much time here, this is, again, my latest obsession. Pretty much completed and ready for a New England winter. The only thing I do intend on doing is over here on the floor I have a Napa purchased, probably I don't know, maybe an 1/8 inch thick mud flat. I'm going to cut them into squares and do the paddle squeegee on the auger, the impeller, because the clearance is not tight. So therefore, I already know that the snowblower, plus it's something I've read and heard about, that the plastic impeller in here tends to clog up pretty quick. So I'm going to do the squeegee trick. I'm going to try it. The nice thing about the impeller being plastic is I can just use self-tapping sheet metal screws, and I should be able to attach my rubber squeegees pretty easily. So with that being said, again, my obsession is completed. We're ready for another winter. Have fun and happy snowblowing.